The Bar Group, raising the bar in real estate. Your Lake Highlands, Lakewood, Preston Hollow pros. You can find them at thebargroup.com. Unparalleled customer service for your real estate needs. The Bar Group. Hey, let's do it.
Let's go halfway. Yeah, that's it. Yep. Right here, as much as possible. Not here as much as there.
All right.
Okay.
That's what today is, guys. Guess what today is? Today's open play day. Yeah, it's open play. It's a new segment. And this gentleman I have on here was one of my first guests who wanted to come on and tell me all about Dallas Pickleball. But welcome to the show. My name is Curtis Reese. I'm your host. And please subscribe to the Curtis Reese Pickleball Show on YouTube. It's on Spotify, iTunes. We're like Elvis, Kurt Cobain, Tupac. We're everywhere, bro. You know what I mean? Everywhere. Anyway, this guy needs no introduction. It's Kevin Mark. Mark, what up, man?
What's up, buddy? Thanks for having me back.
Thanks for coming back. You know what this guy told me? He said you were about, was it 3 degrees or 4 degrees off of being right in the middle? That was last October.
That's right.
Dude.
And look at you now, all grown up.
That's a joke. I even shaved for you guys, too. Did you see that? Well, glad you're back, man. So let's get right to it. Open play, you kind of just easy questions, and we just go off what I ask you, and it's all a lot of fun. So let's go to
Yes.
hang on, bro. Hang on. Look at this thing. There's Dutch. This guy's coming on in a little bit, man. Right there. Is he the one in the red or the one in the brown?
No, he's neither, but that's how I met him. So I got to tell this story when he gets on there.
All right. Well, he's coming out at the end of this open play. It's his segment. All right, cool. Anyway, let's go to this. So talk to us about Dallas Pickleball scene.
Oof.
Good, young, what's names, name drop, whatever you want to do. It's all you.
Dallas Pickleball scene is blowing up.
Yeah?
Blowing up.
Where are you guys playing at? Let our listeners know.
All over the place, honestly. Combination of public courts, which are tougher to get on, and then private venues that you could get on. But I'm going to say there's 30 players in Dallas now that are 5-0 and up that are running at it.
Who we got it? Who are the old ones like me and the young ones like you?
There's a big crew of young talent.
Nice. Give us some names, man. I want to hear these
Yeah,
kids.
so I'll tell you guys, I'm going to play with in the APP Dallas Open in a couple weeks.
We might be there.
You come?
I talk with Gene.
Yes.
I'll go. Keep going.
Let's go. Yeah. So big time up and comer. His name, I call him Sep, but it's Sepan Attar, and he's 20. He's 20 years old. Man, I'm 40. I can be this dude's dad, right? It's like a father-son combo.
He's 20 years old?
He's 20, but there's a group of guys that are just drilling every day, playing every day, and going after it. So it's a fun challenge.
When you guys go out there, what do you guys do? You do drills, or you just do play matches, or what do you guys work on? Or do you like go with the younger guys? I mean, just to train a small training day you do with some of these players.
Yeah, so I would say there's a big variation about how much or how frequent everyone's playing, but drilling is the best way to have your game make big strides in games. Now it's not as social and as fun, but depends on what your objectives are.
Exactly.
To be competitive, but a lot of times we'll try to get 8 guys and then form 4 2-man teams. And then play that out like a round robin and then seed it and do a tournament. So you have stakes on the line, right? Anything but a substitute for cash is a little competition.
So you guys are gambling? I'm set. Let me rephrase that. You guys are doing a proposed Calcutta, but it's not confirmed?
Right, something like that. Yeah, but just any way to take a rec game where you're just hit and giggle and having fun to no, you don't want to let somebody down, right? Or you want to beat against these guys. So that's been a huge way to bring a really intense competitive environment to rec play.
Are you guys still going to Tom's house, Mr. Dundon's?
Yeah, Mr. D is a great host. He's very generous, and we get some good games in there. And
he plays
indoor,
too, right?
Oh, he's really good.
Tom, I've heard
really
that.
Good.
I've heard that.
Really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he has no desire to play in any tournaments. But he's a player.
I don't think he needs to play any damn tournaments.
No.
He owns the damn league.
He owns it. So. That's right.
All right, that's good. So Dallas, you named some young and upcoming people. Tell us about you. Tell us about the national championship that hopefully we'll be there for, and also tell us about FCA.
Sure.
Go for it.
Yeah.
Future Fellowship Christian Athletes. Go for it.
That's right. Thanks. I got to play in the Kansas City Open a couple weeks ago, and that went really well. So we played 5-0, and we won the whole thing. We went undefeated.
What?
Yeah, it was fun. We got tested. We had a round-robin match. We were down 12-3, one game to 15.
12-3, you were down.
We were down, and we won at 17-15.
Who'd you play with?
Andrew Painter.
That dude never gets back to me, man. Tell me he's in
best.
deep trouble, man.
I will, but he is the best.
Come
great
to the
player.
show. Come to the house. Let's go.
Yeah, great player.
I know
great
he is.
Dude.
I saw him playing
and
college.
he'd be a great time sitting in this chair.
But he won't come. She won't come up to me.
We're gonna fix that.
Brother.
We're gonna fix that. Yeah, so that's good. And then APP Dallas coming up, 6th through 8th of October. That'll be great. And then, like you said, Nationals at Brookhaven.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
that's gonna be great,
home.
right?
Yes.
Yeah.
We'll be there. Hopefully, we'll be there. I'm pretty sure we're gonna be there. But obviously, you'll stop by. So for those of you that don't know Kevin, he's a friend and an amazing pickleball player that I ran across. Last year we were with Vocal Studios. Now we're obviously on our own. And he will be our Dallas Pickleball guru. So when we have questions or we want to know what's going on, we talk to this man, K-Mark. Right, K-Mark?
That's funny. Yeah, fake it till you make it. We'll do it. That's right.
All right. Tell us about Fellowship of Christian Athletes.
Yeah, FCA. Thanks for asking about that. Fellowship of Christian Athletes is what I do vocationally. It's the ministry that God has brought me to. So the whole idea there is to see the world transformed by Jesus Christ through the influence of coaches and athletes.
Very good.
So if you think about what are we up against? Well, in Texas, there's 350,000 homeless youth aged 13 to 25.
Wow.
40% of kids don't grow up with two parents in the home. And 31% of kids between 15 and 18 have reported suicidal thoughts sometime in the last 6 months. So that's real talk, right?
Yeah.
And I think if you got a heartbeat, you care about that.
Yeah.
You want to do something about that. And so FCA is a way to take the platform of athletics and speak to people's heart about foundation and life and faith. And that's a good thing.
Well, like we talked about before, I went to it in college for Coach Blair and then Coach Baxter at Southeastern. I know you went for your coaches. And quite frankly, my son's going to start. He does Young Life right now or Wild. I can't remember. But he's also going to do that. We'll talk about the Lake Highlands FCA thing. But that's good. Well, I love to hear that stuff. And so going on to the next one here, bro, let's go to what's your thoughts on this PPA and Major League Pickleball merger? I'll tell you one thing, and I'll say this. I listened to Tyson McGovern, he and his wife's podcast, and I was very, very impressed with how he worded it and how he said it. And I quite honestly, I look up to him for that. And I think it's amazing how one people can go this way, one people go that way. There's just like you or me or these guys out here, we'll go this way like this. We're not going like this because things don't work when we're not. We got to be converse proportion, right?
Yeah, that's right.
So I really like that. What are your thoughts on that? What do you think?
Well, the last few weeks, if you weren't watching Days of Our Lives or something, you could have just paid attention to this, right? Oh, my gosh.
That's a good one.
The drama. I'm really glad where things have ended.
Good.
Right? I think you said it. Like, unity is an enormous thing here, right? And I think we've got that now, and we've got it to say. So that's good for the players. It's good for the sport. It's good for the fans. It's good for everybody. But it was not up and to the right to get there.
No, it's. I remember talking to you about last year, talking to players like you who were just doing APP and other things, and about how they really should. You kind of alluded to the fact they really should kind of, work together. That's kind of what I was thinking, but you can't say it, right?
Right.
But everything will work out in the end because ultimately our sport's not going anywhere.
That's right.
So, I mean, it's just all work together with it. All right, so let's go to your favorite. You got a favorite junior out there you're watching?
Ooh, favorite junior.
I'm watching Hayden
Patrick.
Yeah. Sorry, bro. I'm sorry. I tried to get you on the gram, bro. You got to talk back to me.
Yeah.
But anyway, I like him, and I'm in love with Jessie Irvin. She's awesome. I love her misdirections, dude. They're
Great players. A lot of young up-and-coming talent. I think what we're going to see happen now with this merger is a lot of folks that are in junior tennis or say you're 150 in the world in tennis, and you're in that grind.
Wow.
There's money in pickleball now. I think you're going to see them come over.
Wow.
I think you're about to see an explosion. Of young talent come on.
That's HSO, man. Listen, we haven't had the. I was born in 1974. I got to watch all my greats back in the 80s and 90s, and I really enjoy watching American tennis, and I really like the women's side of American tennis. But men's, it's really good, but it's not what we grew up watching, So it's different for us. But I still respect the hell out of all these players. So, junior tennis. What do you see like with the merger? Is there gonna be like more junior tournaments? Like how are juniors going out there? I've talked to a few people, and they say they have small programs. But what are your thoughts on that?
There's a next gen series that's a great way for people to break in and break on that are under 23 or 24, I believe. So there's one place for people to show talent. Plus, minor league pickleball is going to create kind of a whole farm system
I
here.
forgot about that.
And then you've got the tour that's still going to exist. So you're going to have 30 or so PPA tournaments that are going to be there, and then that team-based event that comes
So
into
much
that.
fun.
So there's more opportunities now to crack in.
Exactly.
And be made known than
That's
ever
such a
before.
great point. That's such a good point.
And with now infusion of partnerships, sponsorships, prize money, purse money, guaranteed contracts for players.
That's huge.
Right? If you're 150 in the world in tennis, now you may look and say, look, I can bring all my hand speed, paddle skills, all that stuff over, and there's a better pathway to success and stardom there.
Yeah.
So that's why I think we're primed. We're primed. There's going to be some names that we don't know now that in a year are going to be household names because of this.
This is going to be awesome. I'm excited. Do you know anybody in the minor league pickleball? I wish I had some names to call. I don't have anybody yet, but just think on that and then
I mean, right now it's filled with amateur players. So a fun part about that is you get 4 people who have the rating system called Duper, and you pick a 4-person team, and you've all got to be as one total combined rating under 20 or 22.
Wow. And
you're playing for prize money.
That's awesome.
So right, if you're not Ben Johns or Annalee Waters and you want to compete and win some cash, here's the way you do it.
Oh man. Oh well, sorry, that was the guy calling in. Well, that's what we really need is to get more younger of us. My kids don't like racket sports; they like basketball ones and football. But that's good to have that influx of those young players. So we'll be on the lookout for that. So my last thing I have for you with regards to some stuff is favorite tip. Everybody has requested for favorite tips. I remember people listen to this more now when they see that. So one of my favorite tips is I believe you just put that one pointer finger behind the paddle, and that really helps you on back swings and stuff like that for your backhands and forehands. That's one of my favorite tips. You have
I
one?
like it. Yeah, I'm gonna go off the technique to what I would say is the most underappreciated part of the game, or underdeveloped is the mental part.
Okay, go with that then.
Right?
Yeah.
So, the great philosopher Mike Tyson, what'd he say? Everyone's got a plan until you get punched in the face, right? So you can hit 10,000 third shot drops, dinks, drives, whatever. But something happens when you're in a tournament and it's 9-9 that you have a strategy for that mentally or you don't. And so what I would encourage players to do is find ways to create high stress environments so you're ready for that. And then that's going to separate champs from consolation people when the money's on it.
Oh man, I love it. The mental emotional part is good. It is the most important but the most boring to learn about.
Yeah. And how do you practice it?
You get beat.
You got to find ways to do it. So that's where I talked about like these 8 people, 4-team tournaments, playing for something. Now you translate that and you get into a tournament environment and you know what it's like to train in that. You have an advantage. You have an edge, which sometimes is the difference in evenly matched people versus those that have drilled technique all day but haven't drilled the mental part.
Yeah.
That's when the pressure's up, that
So
separates it.
Are you a big believer? I'm a big believer in regards to when a ball's struck, it needs to be one of 4 things need to be applied. Mental emotional, which is the score you're talking about. Technique, which is how to hit the ball. Tactics, which is where. And then movement. I've had a great pro came on. Her name is Shonda Kerr. She's a squash pro up at Wesleyan University. She plays on the NPL. She owns Austin Ignite parts of it. But anyway, she was talking about how it's important to add the footwork. That's just so key, footwork. Because if you're not moving, you ain't winning.
Yeah, that's right. It's all part of technique, right? Yeah. Connected to that and effort. And I like those 4 things you said. The only other thing I would maybe add is the partner connectivity.
There you go.
Right?
That's huge.
Like do you and your partner know where the return is going?
Exactly.
Because if one of you doesn't, you're already behind, and now you have to think instead of just react.
Dude. He's not going to charge me for this, are you? I'm just kidding. No, but those are good tips, and that's what people want. And that's why we have the format. Like, eventually people are going to call in. Someone's supposed to call in. He will. We'll yell at him, but we're early. But anyway, most recent best memory you've had, the most one that you can think of the most. Mine was this morning when a player came out, and I haven't seen this player in probably 4 months, and she's tossing her ball up, and she's doing a full-on swing. And I go, when did you start doing that? And she goes, I was practicing. I go, What'd you just say? She's practicing her serve. Yeah.
It's Allen Iverson.
I know.
Man. We talk about practice. Come on.
Well, anyway, so that was my main. What's your most recent one you have? Kansas City? What was it? I mean, you had some good ones.
Yeah, Kansas
that
City,
3
the
to 12?
12-3, that was big.
Tell us about that. Tell us what happened.
Yeah, so, man, admittedly, played tight. Played tight, right? Everything we just talked about with the mental part of the game, I'm certainly not immune to that, and came out tight. And in life and in sports, you can't play not to lose.
You're right.
You can't do that. And we did that, and particularly me. Like, Andrew Painter, my partner, was great. I wasn't doing my job. And so this was fun. We came to a point where it was probably, it was like 12-3. We called a timeout, and I was like, bro, hats on backwards. Hats on backwards.
Wow.
Like, we're going down our way.
Good.
And we came out and we got aggressive and just said, we're going to stop playing not to lose and we'll play to win. And then having that result work out the way that it did, that'll keep you coming back. Right? It's like shooting 90 on the golf course, but you birdied 18. Like, that was
You didn't just drink the punch, bro. You snorted it, threw it up, drank it again. You did all. You took a bath in it.
We did it. Yeah, we did it.
Oh, man. That happened to me in college my senior year. We were at Oklahoma City National Tennis Center, and it was the second round, me and Ryan Eidness, and we lost the third set tiebreak, 17-19. And that's back when you had to play 3 sets. And I was so done with tennis. I just was like, screw it, man. I'm not picking a racket up forever. And it was so bad. Oh. But anyway, I know if you won, though, it's just really tough to remember. Sorry, but yeah, that was a long time ago. But I'll tell you what, we're going to take a break here. We're going to come back with a surprise for you guys. You got anything, K-Mark?
No, I love it. Want to see the surprise guest.
All right, this is Open Play. We'll be back.
Nice. That's fun.
That's kind of how it's supposed to be. I was told I need to start wearing collared shirts, though.